Welcome to day 346 of our Let's Grow Annual Challenge. Our tool, our tip, our strategy, the thing I want to talk about today, and I might have mentioned it a couple of times this year, but not a lot, is the use of a tool called a flip book. Now, this is my flip book. I wrote it following my sudden cardiac arrest as part of my personal development and recovery from that incident, because a death experience changes you. It changes most people anyway, hopefully for the better. Not everyone, but hopefully for the better. And it definitely changed me. And part of my self-reflection and figuring things out and why the heck could this happen to me was creating my own flip book. Now, a flip book can be anything, and I should have a bunch from here, and I don't. I usually am surrounded by them, but I've been trying to clean up my workspace and my work area, so I don't have a ton of them around me. But it can be anything you can write on. I actually started out with 3x5 cards, and then I was like, because I wanted to repeat every single day certain messages, or I wanted to ponder and think and reflect on things every day. And so the quickest, easiest way to do that was to have a ring attached to a lot of my 3x5 cards. I would poke a hole in them, and then I would hook them together, and I would just flip through them every day, a couple of times a day. It was just another way of affirming what I wanted in my life, and to make sure I was thinking about, well, what does this mean to me? How have I dealt with it in the past, and how am I going to deal with it in the future? And all of that could happen by just looking at a word or two or phrase written on the page. Now, I then created and did this book, the flip book, your secret weapon in a world gone wild, because my world had gone wild. And then a couple years later, the pandemic hit, and I'm like, okay, this is even more appropriate now. And it's designed with a lot of white space intentionally, so you can look at the thing and then just make a bunch of notes in and on the page and in the book that remind you of the thoughts and the things that have come up as you saw the phrase or whatever. So on this page, for example, it says vibrational bridge morphic fields. Well, what the heck is that? What does that mean? And I had done a whole lot of studying on those, on vibrational bridges and on harmony and peace and calm and all kinds of things. So in my book, and this is just my proof copy, as you can see, in my book, in my daily practice, I would write down and jot down notes either on the front or the back of the card that came up for me as I was thinking about that thing. So then the next one is enthusiastic. What the heck is enthusiastic? What does enthusiastic mean to me? How does it show up? How can I show up and be more enthusiastic, etc.? And so this book, I don't know, it's probably 300 and some odd pages. I'll tell you in a minute. Let me see. Yeah, so this was from 216, goals from 216, so that's interesting. And then there's some sections in here about what is a flip book, how can you use it, what are some different ways to use this particular book or any kind of a flip book. But the whole point of this is taking tools that are out there and exist already, that people have already used and come up with, and making them your own. This is my perfect example of making a tool my own to get my personal development and my life changes kick-started and continuing. I still use a flip book today. I've got one in my purse. I'm always carrying one around, because when something comes up, I want to be able to capture it and write it down, because you never know when those aha epiphany moments are going to come to you. So what's our action item today? Start your own flip book. I don't care if you just grab a bunch of 3x5 cards. I'm trying to grab 3x5 cards I happen to have sitting here. And start, this might be actually, and see, I did clips sometimes too. And I would write a topic down and then more information about it. And this is actually from the 2 Comma Club group. I can't remember the name of the book now. 30-day challenge of ClickFunnels. That's what this is from. And I had a card for each person and key points and head points, because I wanted to take the lessons learned from that course and apply them to my life. So your flip book can be anything. Just grab some, start with a 3x5 card or a Post-it note today and write something on it that you want to reflect on. It can be a word, it can be a phrase, it can be a quote, it can be a sentence. Anything that resonates or speaks to you is something that you want to explore further, right? If you hear a saying today, or if you read one online and it resonates, it feels right to you, or it feels like something you want to think about, jot that down on a card or a piece of paper, and sometime today or during the day a couple of times, just pull it out and think about it and see what comes up for you. I'm going to sneeze. Sorry. See what comes up for you. I woke up this morning with a stuffy head, but it'll go away. All right, that's it. That's our action item for today. Start your own flip book. I've written about flip books in the Get Up and Go challenge, in the annual challenge last year as well as this year. So if you need more information on that, you can look, or you can just ask me and say, I don't know where to start with this. What should I do? And we'll just spend about 30 seconds talking about it, and you'll know exactly what to do because you already know. All right, have an awesome day. If I can help you in any way, please hit me up. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow.